Hey, what's going on, guys? Double 18 Set Shadow here. So let's go ahead and get into today's market with our first item for today, which is a bit of a personal decision for me, given yesterday I went to locals and managed to pull out a win after some time, and in my prize packs, I got pretty lucky. I was able to pull the signed copy of Riko Kashimoto yesterday. So was curious where it was in price right now. I've covered it before as one of the better neutral cards to get out of Uma Musume, and currently its base legendary is $7 right now, which is above its market price of $5.51. And you've also got the super legendary, which is just barely above that at about $10 on a market price of $8. But if you want the signed copy of this card, the market price is $131, but there's only one listing of it at $181 right now. As for how it's actually selling, the listings that have sold recently have all been in the $130, $140 range. The first one to sell was actually a straight $100. So if you got that one, well, yeah, that was a pretty good call. In any case, there's still only the one copy on the market, and normally you only play one or two of these in your deck anyhow, given the way that it works. But if you are looking for it, you're gonna have to look pretty hard for a bargain there. Next one to cover is Ogre Cap, which I haven't covered in a little while, but looking at where it is right now, it's still pretty solid. $16 if you want to pick up the regular legendary, and the market price is $17. If you want the super legendary, that's about $23 with 9 listings, and so is the market price. And if you want the sign of this one, this is pretty big at $285 right now, but the market price on this one is also on the low end in comparison. I mean, I wouldn't say it's low end. It is $163 market price, and in terms of sales, it's sold for $170 to $174 pretty consistently. And another one sold for $100 on the day of release. So, yeah, whoever got those early release ones certainly got a lot of value out of those. Next one is the foil version of Make Some Noise, which currently seems to be in buyout status. The lowest listing is $760 right now, and the last few copies that sold for $350 to almost $5. Let's take a look at the rest of the history on this one. Before, it did have a few sells as high as $8. For the most part, it's been in the $3 to $4 range, and right now, if you take a look at the copies that are available, they start from about $8 and move their way up to $10 when you don't consider shipping. And there is a copy for $25, which that's a stretch, given that it's very rare to even see a foil card sell for that much in the first place. And I just realized there is something I forgot to bring up, given that we're talking about Uma Musume right now. Let's take a quick look at something. Promos. Because for those of you who have been playing in locals these days, I think you might have noticed that you were getting Uma Musume promos, and those Uma Musume promos are now available on TCG Player as well. Granted, they're basically foil versions of the same foil versions that you can get in the main pack itself. Pretty much every single one of these promos has a foil version in the main Uma Musume packs, so when you think about it, it's kinda meh that you can even get these as foil when it's nothing really new outside of being a promo. So between them, though, you've got Lamplit, which in my opinion is one of the two better ones to pick up. Trial Initiation would probably be the top, so maybe it would vie for the top, given that Trial Initiation is limited to 1. Then you've got Fate's Forecast, Eishin, Tamamo Cross, and my solo drawn, Raindrop, which that would probably be the third best to pick up. And the rest of them I don't have much feeling for overall. But yeah, effectively, if you're a Uma Musume collector, that gives you 2 foils that you would want to pick up between this promo and the ones that you can pick up from the actual set. So I would imagine they'll continue to go down in price like a lot of the tournament promos, so probably better to wait on these rather than buy them for 7s. Soul Dealer is also kind of holding steady for where it's at. The Legendary is currently $9 right now, and then if you want the Evo version of it, it's still under $1 to pick up at the base. The Super Legendaries are also doing okay. They're $15 base for the regular one, and the Evo is currently $12, and market price on that is $17, which is actually lower than the market price of the base. Actually, that makes sense. But even if I say that, it's not by that much. Market price 17 on the Super Legendary Evo, and the Super Legendary base is 18.45, so it's only a difference of about $1.50 on that market price. So they're pretty close. Then you've also got Vania, who I haven't spoken about in a while. This one is still easy to pick up at $1 for its base legendary, and the market price is $2.27. If you want the super legendary for this one, that's also under its $12.48 market price at $7.50 right now base. And if you want the ultimate rare, that's $61 right now with a market price of $71. So about a $10 difference from there. But I haven't seen too much use of Vania, so I can't imagine it will hold up. And given that the legendary is already as bottomed out as it is, it can go under $1, but it's also waifu material, so I wouldn't put it past it to at least stay at $1. You've also got the Evo of Ancient Alchemist from set 1. Given it's an Evo, just keep in mind, it will usually be higher price overall since it's a gold. $250 is the base price on this, and it has been rising in value recently on the market price. Market price is currently $161 with 12 listings, and the last few listings to sell, someone bought 3 copies for $1, and then 2 copies sold for about $250. There are a number of 250s left, and then they're kind of scattered. Yeah, they're kind of scattered because it really depends on what the shipping rate is for some of these. And if you're getting them in bulk from one of these players, then I guess it's worth it given that's 98 cents with a $5 shipping tag. As long as you're picking up some other stuff from that same seller, it would probably be a good thing to get into. Rhinoceros, on the other hand, has been seeing a downturn for its gold Evo. 97 cents is the base listing right now, and it's got 38 listings. So it hasn't been able to hold its ground. Although it is actually selling for dollars recently, back on the 12th and back on the 14th. And available listings right now, there's only one that's actually under $1. So when you look at it more realistically, it just hasn't moved very much. It's mostly $1.12 if you want to pick it up. It's still technically on a downtrend from the last few months, given that the base prices were more in the 130s when I last talked about it. But yeah, it is going down in price, and it sees play here and there. And the final card to talk about today is Merlin, which to me is still probably the best legendary you'll want to pick up from set 1. It's basically on a downturn at this point though, where it's $10 for its base and $3.45 base for the legendary, for the Evo. And market prices for those are both above the current base price, $3.73 for the Evo and $13.19 for the base. And if you want the super legendaries, both of those are also down in price, where the base form is currently $36.50 and the super legendary of the Evo is $14.40 base right now. So I mean, Merlin is one of those cards that should still continue to see play as formats continue to progress, along with several other legendaries that come out of this set. But Merlin is probably one of the better ones to hold on to for overall value. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later.